Barthez is back in goal after missing 2 matches with a thigh injury. That broken toe sustained playing for Argentina. Bet that please, Fergie. Rules Veron out of midfield. Ryan Giggs' calf cleared up. Paul Scholes' groin injury passed a test. So really, with Solskjaer playing, it's just about, Trevor, Ferguson's best team, isn't it?
Yeah, that only option would be Veron in midfield and Scholes half and half up front. But it's a very attacking side. Solskjaer and Nisroy really 2 out-and-out strikers. Scholes coming from midfield, and Giggs and Beckham giving the width to supply that service to the front two.
Van Nistelrooy with 27 goals for Manchester United this season. Now, Arsenal's top scorer isn't on that caption because Thierry Henry has been left on the bench. England goal scorer Francis Jeffers plays with Wiltord up front. Dennis Bergkamp didn't even travel. Neither did Gilberto Silva, who played in China, of course, for Brazil. And I suppose, Trevor, this is all to do with the Champions League match against Ajax on Tuesday night.
Yes, well, Bergkamp will certainly want to play against that team. Henry's had a few games. They've kept him on the bench, though, just in case. I think, if you look at the defence, is their first pick, really. Parler will give it a very competitive edge in midfield. Perez coming back near enough to his very best. And up front, Jeffers a chance to continue his good form and a new pairing with Wiltord.
Well, who could come on from the bench and make a difference? Forlan maybe for Manchester United. And obviously, Henry's up the sleeve of Arsene Wenger, so to speak. And it's all very tactical sometimes, the selection nowadays. But Trevor, this point about the fixture congestion, and I blame the Champions League for it, by the way. You know my view on that competition. But to be fair to the Champions League, this time next year there'll be 4 fewer fixtures, so there'll be 4 free dates for these managers to stop all this argument about friendly internationals and so on. And off goes this live 5th round Cup tie at Old Trafford, and straight away Lauren for Arsenal in the right back position wins a against the challenge. And well, they tried to take it quickly, and Winter told them to put it back where it was.
Just seen lining up to defend this kit with Giggs actually is going to start, it looks, through the middle with Van Nistelrooy, and Solskjaer's just lining up on the left-hand side of midfield. So that's a slight variation to what we thought.
Well, they do play lots of mind games, Ferguson and Wenger, and I thought maybe one of them would have a surprise up his sleeve for the other. And certainly the way it started, as Trevor says, Solskjaer's playing wide left. In fact, he's just committed a foul, and Jeff Winter says called it a bit. Vieira was the man who went down. He's usually in the thick of it when these two teams meet. Indeed, so is Roy Keane, so that's a contest we can look forward to. That was a little uncomfortable, shall we say?
Yeah, a bit late. Paul Scholes he was in the end who came through. He didn't quite follow through. Vieira felt the contact and probably then rode it round, so probably looked a bit worse. But there'll probably be 1 or 2 feisty ones early on.
I don't think tackling's quite the strongest part of Paul Scholes' game, but there are many other aspects to it which have made him one of the most admired footballers in the country. There's Francis Jeffers, who at least gained some consolation for the England team on Wednesday night. The second half team, that was.
I thought he did well. He took the goal well. I mean, his strength when he was Everton was his movement and his running off the ball. He's been in the wilderness, what with injuries and so forth, for a year or two. I think this is probably his biggest game since joining Arsenal, because he's coming into the game in form. It's a big match. He's not coming into a secondary game, which sometimes he is introduced. So let's see if he can actually perform on this level now.
Yeah, it's a decent test for the former Everton player who missed most of his first season at Highbury with injury. Now then, it's a throw-in for Arsenal. Lauren. Parler gets beaten to it. It's retrieved, though, by Sylvain Wiltord, who scored the goal here that clinched the double at the end of last season. Now, here's Van Nistelrooy, a man in form. He's up against Martin Keown. And the near post... Jeff Winter hands behind his back. Manchester United's players don't appeal. But then there was a follow-up between Scholes and Vieira. And it's all gone off. Seaman's come tearing out of goal to keep the peace. Every player comes over, bar about 2. And that happened, well, Scholes and Vieira tangling, Trevor, after this incident in the penalty area.
Well, Sol Campbell goes right through Solskjaer. That aggravates everyone. And Scholes already, remember, had to tackle on Vieira early on. followed it up with a second challenge himself. So let's see whether Jeff Winter pulls up on Campbell or Scholes.
Well, I was just saying, no Manchester United player actually appealed for a penalty. The crowd did. Paul Scholes is going to get booked, that's for certain. And as you say, it is his second foul of the match, but it just goes to show what a narrow line this match is always on, isn't it, between these two clubs. Something happens, and there's mayhem.
What was it, 3 minutes gone? I think you say it's pretty competitive cup tie at the moment, and Sol Campbell got his head to the ball. I don't think it was a penalty. Well, what he did do was follow through just to let Solskjaer know, look, I'm around.
Neil Barry is the fourth official who Sir Alex Ferguson exchanged words with there on the touchline. Back on the pitch, it's Gary Neville. Of course, a lot of cards have been shown in matches between the clubs. One recalls Keane. Uh-oh, this is getting nasty again now. Martin Keown, who's gone down. Van Nistelrooy is the man in the thick of it. They're surrounding him, they're pushing him, and there's real trouble here for Jeff Winter.
He's got to pick up a card of some sort, Nistelrooy, for the challenge on Keown.
The right foot was really high. Now, don't forget there's history here. Keown has just been fined £5,000 by the FA for pushing Van Nistelrooy in the league game. This is revenge. Keane finds Van Nistelrooy. David Beckham central here. Van Nistelrooy, nobody right. Still Beckham. Sol Campbell strong. Wiltord looking for Parler. Jeffers in the middle. Tackled by Sylvestre. Oh, flags up for a free kick to Manchester United, I think.
Some great exchanges in this. Certainly, Sylvestre goes in with Parler. They get up, and you've got to see Roy Keane's coming as the third man. Look at those two battling away. And Roy Keane comes in and says, let me get involved as well and make a challenge. Certainly, it is as competitive an opening little spell as I've seen all season.
Well, Ferguson did say, didn't he, that the winners of this will be in pole position to win the FA Cup at Cardiff in May, and they're playing as if they really mean it. Van Nistelrooy, Giggs. Oh, he's laid it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's hit the post. I think Seaman actually had the post covered. Good move, though.
Well, they suddenly got 2 against 1, didn't they? Van Nistelrooy got the ball, and Lauren doesn't know whether to go wide. Just a little bit short, which means just took its time, and then Solskjaer had to drag it a little bit away from Lauren, and that took it then to the near post. I think David Seaman, to be honest, would have been beaten with the power, but it came back off that foot of the post.
Yeah, we'll never know, will we? But anyway, it was the first really smooth attack of the match. In towards Van Nistelrooy. Campbell's the defender. Solskjaer, miscue. Poor defending by Campbell, and not a very good strike by Ole Gunnar.
Well, he was backpedaling, Sol Campbell. He thought, well, what's behind me? I've got to get some sort of touch, and it just fell kindly to Solskjaer. Lauren was falling backwards. Solskjaer possibly could have had a touch and then the shot. He tried to hit it first time and sliced it badly.
Well, 2 opportunities have come Solskjaer's way so far. Here's Keane, and this is Scholes. Plenty forward here for Manchester United. Still Paul Scholes. On that occasion, very good defending by Campbell.
Now, against 4 here.
Yeah, it is. They've got an outnumbered position here, Arsenal. If they play it right, this is Vieira. He's got Lauren. 3 the other way. That's Lauren's cross. Wiltord up, but... Oh. And some more good defending. Rio Ferdinand. Beckham. Oh, Solskjaer. Now there's a break on the other end. No offside. This is Van Nistelrooy. The flag stayed down. And Martin Keown makes the first challenge. Sol Campbell makes the second. And Van Nistelrooy is crowded out.
Well, he did well at this stage. He just took it too far. That was a vital little toe-ender by Martin Keown, who then used his experience to fall backwards and make it difficult for him to get to the ball. And Campbell, excellent covering.
Keane back to Beckham. Oh, that's overhit by the England captain.
Van Nistelrooy got a lot of space because Martin Keown pushed up to try and play the offside. I wasn't sure when the ball was played whether he had just drifted offside, but he got the wave to play on and then just didn't quite capitalise on it. As you can see, just knocked it a little bit too far, and Keown did well. Look at that hand come out just to try and make it difficult for Van Nistelrooy.
Well, it was Martin Keown whose arm was up looking for an offside originally, didn't get it, and it was his arm that was up there just nudging Van Nistelrooy as the second challenge came in from Campbell. It's quite gripping, but it needs a goal. 27 minutes gone. Ferdinand. This is Giggs away from Edu, but not away from Cole. Giggs, Van Nistelrooy, now then, Beckham wants it. Solskjaer's in the centre here, but comfortable for David Seaman. Keane. Beckham's little ball into Neville. And Beckham again, and Neville again. Now Sylvestre. Oh, Jeffers saw that and robbed Keane. Oh, and Keane brings down Perez. And that surely is going to be a yellow card, number 4.
Bit unlucky, Roy Keane, because he got caught out with the ball played back to him. Well, he didn't get a shout, and he turned into Jeffers, lost possession, and then because it breaks so quickly, had to, he felt, make that challenge. And just to bring Perez down there was an automatic yellow card.
Jeffers was smart there, got back to make a challenge, didn't see him coming. And now Jeffers in attack. Solskjaer. Wiltord, 180 degrees. Parlour, Keane in the way. Van Nistelrooy, nobody up with him much at the moment. Beckham was back in his own half. This is Scholes. Now there's a runner on this side. It's Solskjaer. Giggs in the centre with Van Nistelrooy. Others joining. But I think Solskjaer's overrun that. Oh, poor pass by Keane. And then Beckham ran into Parlour. And then it was Vieira and Keane giving it everything. And Perez now for Arsenal. They've got a real chance on the left-hand side because Manchester United is still funneling back. This is Ashley Cole. Perez, the player nearer to the ball, but Keane very wisely allowed it to fall into harmless territory. Good play. Through ball by Beckham. Or Keown struggling. Ryan Giggs. Giggs for Manchester United. The goal is gaping and Giggs has missed. Well, that literally was an open goal. That has to be one of the most glaring misses of Ryan Giggs' career. How did he put that over the bar? A horrendous error by Martin Keown. Seaman all over the place. Go on, just slide it in the net.
That is unbelievable. Once he's clear like this, you wonder, is Seaman going to bring him down? No, he's just got to dribble it towards the goal. I know it's his weaker foot, but that is absolutely astounding. I mean, when you think of the golden goal that we've seen before this match, and suddenly to miss that one, I mean, Alex Ferguson, I don't think he can even believe it.
Don't think I've seen one quite like that since Ronnie Rosenthal put one over the bar at Villa Park a few years ago. That was the one I remember anyway. There've probably been others, but not from Ryan Giggs very often, I shouldn't think.
The only thing you can say, he didn't make it himself. He went past Seaman, he went past Campbell. You just was looking at it to dribble into the empty net. There was no one who could have possibly got near it if he'd have knocked it and dribbled it towards goal. Or
even just rolled it in along the ground. No one would have stopped it. This is Perez. Well, this cup's I'll be remembered for that, if nothing else. Here's Vieira. Oh, it's Ashley Cole. There are two waiting in the centre now for Arsenal. Can he pick them out? Well, he could pick out Parler on this side. He's found Vieira. That shot's hit Keane. Edu. Good skill. Keane rattling him. Parler. And Vieira this time finds Jeffers. Parler's cross. Oh, Wiltord up with the goalkeeper. David Beckham didn't see Edu coming, but he got the ball away. Oh, he hasn't. Vieira. Oh, free kick Arsenal. Well, Roy Keane and Gary Neville both protested to Jeff Winter, but the free kick was given.
It is still on the knife edge, isn't it? It is liable to boil over at any moment. Vieira did very well to win possession on a couple of occasions. Roy Keane just said he went down too easily, but probably just caught the back of his leg. This is the one. Look, he gets up, he's won 2 tackles, then shields it, and he does take away his standing leg. And you know, whatever Manchester United say, I think that's a good decision again.
I think it's a foul by Keane, unmistakably. I also think Vieira is injured and not just prolonging this. Well, what happened here to Ryan Giggs? Trevor, have you ever missed one like this yourself?
Of course not. No one probably would remember if I did anyway, but I wouldn't have been quick enough to get to this one. Martin Keown must be relieved. Then David Seaman, because he could have been a red card if he'd have caught him. And now, I mean, I'm not sure who it was. It Beckham running outside him? But I mean, having done to that, all he's got to do is dribble it towards goal. Amazing. He's going to haunt him, isn't it, that one, for a while?
Well, I don't know why he had to lift it. Anyway, there we go.
Didn't have to.
No, OK, thank you. We got a free kick. Sir Alex Ferguson not pleased in any way whatsoever about that, but his team have got to come all the way back and defend. Edu's closer this time for a crack at goal. Perez is also standing in a threatening position.
Might favour Perez as it's a bit closer. Edu's a bit more powerful with his shooting, but Perez is more of a curler. I think he might take seniority here, who knows?
Right. And it was Edu. Oh, it's been deflected, and it's in! Arsenal are in front from a deflected free kick by Edu.
Well, unbelievable. I mean, it wasn't the best of free kicks, to be fair. He didn't hit it that hard. Look at it, just takes a really strong, off Scholes, I think it was, got his head to it, and I mean, once it hits Scholes, let's have a look. No, is it? No, it's almost a Beck. It's just on the shoulder of Beckham there. Let's have a look in the middle there. I think it could be Beckham, you know. Anyway, it's totally wrong-footed. Well, poor old Bartes, no chance.
Well, Edu, the Brazilian, will certainly do his best to claim it, and Arsenal have taken the lead within minutes of that shocking miss by Ryan Giggs. How costly could that now prove? They contested the award of the free kick anyway. Manchester United, and Edu's goal after 35 minutes is his 3rd of the season.
I'm not sure you can give him that. I don't think there was any way that was going to go into goal. It was just the massive deflection that totally wrong-footed Bartes.
Brown has got Parler breathing down his neck. Good fortune on the kick, really. Scholes. Now then, space down the right for Gary Neville. 4 others up with him for Manchester United. Parler. Oh, decent ball. Perez. Oh, Wiltord free to his left. Ferdinand in front of him now. Still Wiltord. Nobody there to help him. Nobody whatsoever. Well, where is Ashley Cole?
There he is. They were just letting them get on with it. They thought Perez and Wiltord were going to create an opening, and so nobody had started to join, and then they got exposed once the opportunity died away.
They were in splendid isolation there, the two Arsenal forwards. Here's Parler. Well, I guess apart from the flurry of bookings at the start, the two major incidents to debate in this first half, well, there's no suppose about it. The Giggs miss and the Edu deflected goal. Neville. Beckham. Jeffers. Oh, Sylvestre came in behind him. I agree with Jeffers. I thought he should have had a free kick there. It's not been given. Beckham's brought the ball away to Keane. It's Beckham again. Van Nistelrooy. And now Giggs and Cole. It's an Arsenal ball.
And it's got to be an Arsenal lead, I think, at half-time, isn't it? I just think there isn't much to choose between. The one or two of the better players, Pires, Vieira, Campbell, probably just in that Arsenal side. If you look at people like Van Nistelrooy and Beckham, Keane, they haven't quite imposed themselves in the same ilk.
Well, Edu's free kick, deflected off the Manchester United wall, perhaps by Beckham, gives Arsenal a half-time lead, but the most forlorn figure coming off the pitch has to be Ryan Giggs for that quite out of character when he missed with the goal gaping, and that's really the reason that Arsene Wenger walks off at half-time, the more cheerful manager in this live fifth-round cup tie. It's Manchester United 0, the holders Arsenal 1. Then, who are we going to admire in the second half here? Arsenal now playing from the right, a goal to the good, and Manchester United with Beckham on the ball for a moment. And if the second half starts like the first, watch out for the fireworks. Jeffers. This is Sylvestre. Van Nistelrooy won't reach that. Martin Keown with a keen eye on him. Roy Keane. Neville. And again it's those two. And again Keown comes across his offside flag up there anyway.
A bit late, wasn't it? Martin Keown then had to point to it. It's difficult a little bit sometimes for the defenders. When the ball's played in, you can see he is just on that right of the picture. But you've got that shadow of the stand just when the ball's coming out into the sunlight. So I see one or two of the Manchester United defenders and Bartes in the first half got caught by that. Let's see if Seaman and his defence can cope okay.
Jeffers. Lauren to Vieira. Perez now is holding the wide position. Comes inside Beckham. Arsenal certainly haven't hurried their passing. Been quite happy at times to stroke it around. This is Lauren. But not like that. Giggs to Solskjaer, Van Nistelrooy. That was a loose bit of play by the champions, and Solskjaer has been knocked over on the far side of the field, and we've got another collision on the near side. So there were two. Van Nistelrooy was the second man to go down under challenge from Edu. The song now. Will it inspire Manchester United? Therein lies the question. Where's Brown? Oh, they've lost it. Now, if Edu... Oh, he didn't win it because Ferdinand made a good block. Parlour. And again, Jeffers ahead of him. Vieira makes a strong forward run as well. Jeffers waits in the centre. Always orthodox, is he? Free kick to Manchester United. Scholes was knocked off the ball. Now then, can they up the tempo, United, and pull this goal back? Not like that. Vieira asks Arsenal quite happy at times to slow it all down. Edu, two up with him, Wiltord, good chance for Arsenal, there's Sylvain Wiltord, and Arsenal go 2-0 up, and Wiltord, whose goal here ensured Arsenal won the Cup of League double last season, is on the mark at Old Trafford again. They made it look very simple. Edu, twinkle toes really, slid the ball through. He skipped the challenge, Wiltord, and steered it the other side of Barthez.
Well done, Edu there. Just rolls the ball up. Rio Ferdinand caught as Wiltord runs behind him. Wes Brown then has to come and commit himself. Doesn't want to give the penalty away. Then he just sets himself. He could go either way, and he just strokes it wide of Barthez. Barthez, no chance at all. Delightful little movement by Arsenal, the first real attack after 6 or 7 minutes of defending in the second half, and what a wonderful cushion that is for them now.
52 minutes gone in the 5th round. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 2. Wiltord's got a good scoring record in the FA Cup as well. And here's Perez. Well, yes, what a cushion. It'll need a comeback, a little bit like the 1979 Cup final that we showed a glimpse of, to change this. Here's Wiltord again, and they're standing off him again, and it just caught Rio Ferdinand, did it?
Well, it did, but it's not been given.
Well, what's gone on there, Trev? That's a corner, isn't it?
He clipped his heel, there's no question of that. Look, this is the goal, great little run, and the two central defenders, Ferdinand and Wes Brown, just got caught out by his movement. Edu did excellent because he got the ball initially, knocked it to Perez, got it back again. And remember that Gilberto Silva with Brazil has been rested today because he had a long journey to China. And Edu's come in and done great alongside Vieira in midfield.
Yeah, well, not just Gilberto missing, Bergkamp, who hasn't travelled, Henry, who hasn't been used yet, and Arsenal still find themselves 2 up.
Well, we made a lot of the two strikers, Bergkamp and certainly Henry, but Edu's slotted in really well. His natural left footer, so he's given them good shape, and they do keep the ball as they are here now, making Manchester United work really hard to try and get it back.
Oh, look at this now, Vieira, and it was Parler that supplied the pass. Let's also say there's been some good movement from Jeffers, and Wiltord doesn't seem to mind whether he plays wide or whether he plays up the middle. He's had an impact here.
I think the chewing gum at the moment will be working furiously because it can't be happy as at the moment Arsenal getting the better possession, and his side definitely rocked by the second goal, and at the moment just can't seem to get the right shape and the fluidness normally in their play. Well, the cup holders are not going to have their grip on the trophy loosened easily, there's no question about that. And they're in a commanding position, Arsenal, at the moment here. Of course, Giggs and Scholes both were considered doubtful yesterday for this match. I wonder if that will affect the substitutions to come. This is Solskjaer. Beckham shakes off 2. Oh, gets past the 3rd one, but Cole will recover. 2 England players there. Neville's looking for Keane. There's the flick on. There's Van Nistelrooy. Big shout. First for hands, then for a foul. Neither given. Play goes on. Beckham. Solskjaer shoved a bit. Giggs coming in. Oh, no. Well, he drove that into the ground and it went right across the 6-yard box.
It's a great chance, John. Oh, dear, that cleared everyone. Look, there's nobody going to challenge him. Right, it's coming out the sun, but it's on his left foot. Just completely mistimes it. Hits it into the ground and it bobbles across the face of the goal.
Then Van Nistelrooy turned there. I don't think that was a foul. Sylvester. Van Nistelrooy didn't control that, and Parler comes away in his usual workmanlike fashion for Arsenal. You always know what you're getting with Ray Parler. This is Jeffers. And it's Parler again. Edu is in support. He finds Vieira, and it moves on to Perez. Cole. Beckham comes up to cover again. You really do feel Arsenal at times have dictated both the tempo and the shape of the game. Here's Cole. Perez. Two good runners from midfield. One of them here is Vieira, the other is Parler, but Paul Scholes got a foot in.
Tell you what, he was in there, Ray Parler. It was beautiful controlled build-up. Suddenly, had made two runs from midfield. Parler through the middle, Vieira to the right. Perez threaded it to Vieira, and then he just miscued the ball through to Parler. And they were open up again, Manchester United. And again, it's the quality of Arsenal's passing in comparison to Manchester United. That's a difference.
He is a colossus, Vieira, when he plays like this, isn't he? Solskjaer. Scholes. Rio Ferdinand. Jeffers makes the challenge. Oh, well, it will be a free kick. Arsenal thought they dispossessed him fairly, but Manchester United now have a chance to set something up at the other end. Ferdinand continues his run forward onto the edge of the penalty area. Beckham will take this short and square to Brown. Now Scholes. Sylvester his left. And a line of five ahead of him. Giggs. Sylvester again. Made that look quite easy. Ferdinand is coming in. Edu there first. This is Keown. Giggs again. Sylvester again. Header out was by Cole. Back in by Neville. This is Scholes. Little ball into Van Nistelrooy. This is where he's dangerous. Keane. Scholes is coming in. Oh, so too was Solskjaer. And how did that one miss? I lost the flight of that ball, Trevor. What happened there?
Well, Solskjaer lost the flight of it as well because Scholes just got in the way. It's a delightful little clip from Keane. Scholes is going back, and then he hears the shout from Solskjaer, gets out of the way, but Solskjaer's just been distracted enough not to head it on target and knocks it into the side netting. That was another good chance. That one and the Giggs volley, two key openings. If you get one goal, suddenly Arsenal are on the rack. While it stays 2-0, they've got a nice little cushion and they can pass it around as they've been doing.
Must be cursing down on the United bench at the moment. Anyway, Giggs has got a free kick over on that side against Lauren. Crowd growing a little restless as well, demanding a Manchester United revival here. Might have seen one if that had gone in. This is Ferdinand. It's going to be Forlan for Giggs any minute, I feel. Here's Scholes. Scholes shoots.
It's about the first time he's bundled his way clear of midfield. Always dangerous here. Hits it with the outside of his right foot, always slicing away from goal, and just got closed down then just outside the area, and it got hurried, but there's the substitution you mentioned.
Yeah, Giggs is coming off after what, from his point of view, after a week when he's been under treatment, has not been one of his more sparkling displays. Forlan comes on, having now become, compared to what he used to be, quite a regular goal scorer. He's scored in the Premiership, in Europe, in the Worthington Cup. Now can he open his account in the FA Cup? Manchester United certainly hope he can. Now David Beckham, in making that challenge, has gone down injured.
Just stretching, hurt the ankle or the Achilles as he fell there, just jarred it a bit as he was stretched.
You see those red tabs or the tongue on Beckham's boots, Trevor? He has a new pair for every match in which he plays, and his two sons' names are emblazoned on each side, Brooklyn and Romeo. Now then, this is how this match has really swung in Arsenal's favour. Edu took the free kick in the first half. Couple of deflections, one off Beckham's shoulder, carried it wide of Fabien Barthez, and then Edu involved again. Wiltord skipped round Wes Brown and finished really well, and that's where we're at in this match at the moment. And Beckham is still receiving attention. What happens to those boots every time he finishes a game? Well, I gather that some of them go into his loft. They'd be worth a bit. As he hobbles off now, and that doesn't look too good for David Beckham. Manchester United will temporarily be down to 10. This is Giggs. Oh, sorry, it's not. It's Van Nistelrooy. It's a free kick anyway on the edge of the penalty area. Giggs is off, I'm sorry. Van Nistelrooy that was. And just being distracted slightly by the David Beckham injury. It's a free kick to Manchester United outside the penalty area. Forlan puts the ball down. And Beckham is walking very gingerly back to the touchline. Probably take the free kick before he can get back on, I would think. And Diego Forlan headed away by Patrick Vieira. Scholes headed away by Keown. Thierry Henry. There's a break on here for Arsenal. If he plays it to the right, they're through. And he did. And it's Wiltord. And it looks like 3-0. Oh, and coming in, crashing behind him. Well, Wes Brown, fair tackle, and Wiltord is still beating the ground in disgust. We'll deal with that in a second. There's all sorts happening here. Beckham is trying to get back on the field. Forlan has the ball for Manchester United, who was split asunder there. But Wiltord, well, he's still walking back. This is Vieira. And now Henry's made a run from left to right. Vieira's got nobody the other side, but hangs on.
Magnificently he kept the ball, didn't he? He knew he was going to give it away if he passed it, so he just come back out. That was terrific.
It was. Cole. Now here is Beckham. Well, I really thought that was going to be 3-0 in curtains. Perez. Oh, Parler got the better of Sylvestre there. Here's Scholes. Again, Jeff Winter lets the play flow. Henry. Well, again, Arsenal settling down into this phase of possession play, which has really punctuated their performance here today.
In the second half, you've got to say, it's been very, very comprehensive. They've been impressive, they've kept the ball well, they've broke, they've got the second goal. All right, the two chances, the Solskjaer header and the Giggs volley in the second half. Other than that, they've always looked the better side.
Decent ball by Scholes out towards Sylvestre. He beats the first defender. Seaman's coming a long way here. And rolls it out to Vieira. Thierry Henry. We've got Nicky Butt waiting to come on as a substitute for Manchester United. And it's still Henry. Brought down, was he, by Gary Neville? Neville points and says no, he dived. And Jeff Winter agrees. Forlan. Now there's a change. David Beckham's coming off as a precaution, with Juventus coming up on Wednesday here. He took a knock a few minutes ago and he's going to be replaced by Nicky Butt, who hasn't actually started a match, Nicky Butt, for Manchester United since he was injured playing for England back in October. Just coming back in gently as a sub in the last 3 or 4 games. Another substitution by Arsenal is going to be imminent. Gianni Van Bronckhorst, who scored the winner for Holland against Argentina on Wednesday night, replaces Robert Pires.
Substitution for Arsenal.
He's been great today. Kept it so well, always one of those who offers him up to receive possession, and no wonder he's getting a pat on the back. He's done his job.
So after those changes, Manchester United resume. This is Neville. Roy Keane's well in there, Van Nistelrooy. But Edu with another sensible first-time pass out to Parler. Sylvestre gets the tackle in. So too did... I think he's injured himself there doing that. Lauren. Beckham off. Forlan, one of the substitutes, trying to come in from the far side. Nicky Butt on. And for Arsenal, Van Bronckhorst and Henry are on. As the managers change it around, and there goes Thierry Henry. And here comes Barthez. Well, he was going to bring that all the way to the halfway line for a moment. We might see him forward with 6 minutes to go. Now Van Nistelrooy with Keane. Keown just got the better of him.
Van Bronckhorst is a straight swap on the left-hand side for Pires, and now with Beckham off.
Was there a kick there, Trevor? I just think Scholes is in trouble.
Well, he was pushed up alongside Van Nistelrooy.
But look at this, when Lauren goes down, watch what Scholes does next. Just watch this. He waved his foot, didn't he? I don't think he made any great contact, but Lauren acted as though he did. Now then, Scholes is already on a yellow card. And I suspect Jeff Winter has taken the view that that was just a gesture, not a particularly threatening one.
Well, why is Lauren still on the floor, John? I mean, he did scuff the ball slightly, but there wasn't any contact with the leg. This is the challenge initially. Whether that's the one that he's feeling sore about, the initial challenge. But he looks as if he's going to get up at this stage. He just clips the ball at his leg, and now then he rolls back. It was a stupid thing for Scholes to do with his experience, the fact he's got a yellow card, but it does make a meal of it. That doesn't look a very happy man either.
No, I can't quite see what the second... there was no contact the second. It's the first tackle that he's being treated for by the physio. Now then, Thierry Henry, what a great ball inside Wes Brown, and this is Wiltord, who looks certain to make it 3. Brown actually got his foot round the ball. He got a bit of Wiltord as well. And on a day when they weren't leading 2-0, Arsenal might have been screaming for a penalty there.
No, there was a scuff stub that got the ball there. That was a vital touch.
And now it's Brown.
Come to the ball, right side! To the ball! To the ball!
Touched by Henry, back by Ferdinand, Solskjaer with Cole. Van Nistelrooy goes in for the header, Scholes tries to follow up. Goal kick. They're still at it, those two, Trevor.
It'll be interesting when the play, I think it's Highbury still to come before the end of the season. Jeff Winter's done well, hasn't he? He's smiling, and they're actually giving each other verbal through him, I think. But it's Arsenal fans who are really enjoying themselves. Their side have played exceptionally well, particularly the second half. They deserve the win, and they are 2 goals better.
Well, they're really having a good day, the Gunners and their supporters. It would seem now that they're safely through to round 6 of a competition where they've reached the final for the last 2 years. Here's Vieira. There was a time when they reached the final 3 years running at the end of the 70s or beginning of the 80s, Arsenal. Forlan. Sylvestre is overlapping. Fired in, and Keane could get underneath this. It's Neville. And again, they don't clear the first defender with the cross. Is that out of play? No, says the assistant. Rio Ferdinand robbed Thierry Henry. The ball stayed in play, and then Ashley Cole kicked it out. Well, yes, we're going to have 3 minutes of added time. I must say, I do think Jeff Winter's had a good game here, especially after the way it started. Forlan. Sylvestre, Van Nistelrooy near post, goes behind him, Cole slips, driven by Nicky Butt.
Unfortunately, Nicky Butt just come on, you can't really criticise him. Good run by Sylvestre. It's only the last couple of minutes as he got in those attacking areas, which has been so prolific this season, and as it sort of goes out. You've got to see all the bodies running out. Ashley Cole was the nearest then, threw himself to try and block any shot, and Buck clears it, and there's a dissatisfied home fans making their way home.
Well, it hasn't been one of the more memorable days for Manchester United supporters, to say the very least. Might be harsh to say it, but at times they've been outpassed. And Arsenal may yet bring on Kolo Touré, who started, in fact, in the third and fourth round of this competition. 21-year-old from the Ivory Coast. Barthez finds Neville. And those 9,000 Arsenal fans are making all the noise here in stoppage time. It's a very subdued home following now, largely because of the way Arsenal have locked up the midfield. This is Solskjaer. Now then, is there a late rally here? Sylvester in a lot of space. Van Nistelrooy goes far post. Oh, good challenge. Keown leaves his man on the ground, and Arsenal bring the ball away.
Great tackle. Sylvester, good run, just knocked it a little bit too hard on the first touch, and Marty came in with a crunching tackle, and that really just sums up the commitment Arsenal have shown throughout the match and throughout the pitch, and have always been that yard or two quicker.
Vieira, Wiltord, Henry in the centre. The last minute of stoppage time now. Quick summing up, Trevor.
Well, no question, the 2-0 scoreline thoroughly deserved. Excellent second-half performance, I thought, by Arsenal. Manchester United, a little bit following on from the derby against Man City when they fell away a bit in the second half, only drew, and not being able to get the game together. The Giggs miss certainly, I think, will turn out to be critical, wasn't it? Because a couple of minutes up there, really, you had the sort of distraction of the deflection and the free kick. Really, once Arsenal got ahead, Manchester United have not offered too much, really, John, and one or two of their players haven't been at their best.
That's absolutely so. Touré is, yes, he is coming on just in time, I think, for the last few seconds of play. Wiltord, the goal scorer in the second half, looks like the man to come off, although he's a long way away at the moment. Yes, he's seen the board, which is some achievement in the sunshine. You can never read the numbers, I don't think. But anyway, here he comes, and well played Wiltord. In the absence of Bergkamp and for a long time Henry, he really led the charge.
Was a key squad man, because when Lundberg isn't there, he plays wide on either flank when Perez was injured. Used to be with Bordeaux more of a forward player where he's been today, but again, Arsene Wenger then developed him as a wide midfield player, similar to like Lundberg and Perez, where they make those runs, and really has done excellent today as a striker, and there's the celebrations.
And as the Manchester United fans get up and leave, 9,000 Arsenal supporters celebrate their club's passage through into the sixth round. Arsenal, the holders, have won this one by the standards of these matches quite comfortably. They're applauding particularly Edu, who had an excellent game in midfield. His free kick was deflected past Barthez for the first goal on 35 minutes. Sylvain Wiltord got the second on 52. The star for me was Vieira, and the Arsenal players are going towards their supporters in that corner, and don't ever run away with the idea that the FA Cup doesn't mean anything to players like Arsene Wenger's. Losers at Cardiff 2 years ago, winners last year. Are they on their way there for the third season running? You wouldn't put it past them. They're the first name through to the quarter-finals. At Old Trafford, it finished Manchester United 0, celebrating Arsenal 2.